Friday, Boone High, and welcome to this week's news show. I am your host, Janae Hoffman. This past week was National FFA Week. The FFA students of BHS celebrated a unique way each day. Here's Jason Moody with more on this festive week.
This week, FFA students celebrated National FFA Week by throwing a pizza party on Monday, hosting a teacher appreciation breakfast on Tuesday, American Day on Wednesday, leadership workshop on Thursday, and Ag Equipment Day on Friday.
FFA Week is a celebration of the National FFA organization. So every year during the last week of February, FFA chapters around the country put on activities and events to promote FFA in their community and at their schools, just to make people more aware of it and to also hopefully encourage them to get involved in the organization.
A tradition that comes with FFA Week is the annual Staff Appreciation Breakfast.
During FFA Week is to have a staff appreciation breakfast, and our members have kind of decided it's just a great way to do something to give back to the teachers and all the great staff here at our school that are so helpful throughout the year. So it's just our way to kind of say thanks, and we think it's a good way to have a good positive image of the FFA organization during FFA Week.
Veteran FFA members have had great experiences participating in FFA.
I have received a lot of great experiences and opportunities that I've taken advantage of, and I've also gotten a lot of great friends from it too.
FFA Week, it's all fun, but I really like the breakfast day because we make it and I enjoy making the breakfast, and afterwards we get to eat it.
If you have an interest in joining FFA, please contact Mr. Fitzgerald or an FFA officer. This has been Jason Moody from Boone TV.
Great job, Jason. Our new library, or CCI, is a comfortable place for students to hang out or study during their open periods. Rachel Ryan has a feature on what goes down in the CCI.
Boone High's library has become the perfect place for students to study, not to mention a great place to check out books, Kindles, and iPads. Through the year, the library has had new specials, ranging from Banned Books Week to having students talk about their favorite books.
I'd recommend Riptide by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. This is a great story, and it's about pirates.
So the book I chose is titled All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, and I really enjoyed it. I compare it to The Fault in Our Stars, only in my opinion, I think it's way better.
Alright, so I like to read books that pertain to me. I just got done reading this one, Born to Run, and it's by Christopher McDougall, and it's I'm a runner, and this is my second running book reading this year.
Along with having students reading, the library has become a hotspot for classes to present or work. Come up and see what the library has to offer. This has been Rachel Ryan from Boone TV.
Mrs. Ganson has been an integral part of our math department for several years. BTV's Maddie Descher has more with this teacher feature.
Mrs. Ganson is a well-known math teacher here at Boone High. She always likes to help.
I became a teacher because I knew that math was something that I understood well and wanted to communicate to others as well as I understood it. And I wanted to be able to interact with other people, and I knew high school was more of the level I liked, just their attitude and their wanting to learn.
Mrs. Ganson is known for making her class interesting.
Because she's fun and creative, and that helps me learn geometry better.
My favorite part about teaching is when my students have the aha moments and I can tell there's understanding of each concept. I'd like my students to be lifelong learners and to realize that they're not going to understand things maybe the first time or the second time, but to continue to keep trying and know that they can succeed.
This has been Maddie Descher from Boone TV.
The winter sports season may be winding down, but Boone basketball teams have been still hard at work. Here's Justin Elsner with all the latest sports news.
Hello to all our sports fans. Thanks for watching this week's sports show. I'm your host, Justin Elsner. The girls basketball team has experienced much success in the postseason. Here's Corbin Waffle with the recap from their game against the Perry Jayettes this past Saturday night. Welcome to the Kate Shelley Fieldhouse as the Boone Toradors take on the Perry Jayettes tonight in their first district game. Here's Noel Newcomb with the key players for the game.
Okay, so Boone's got some good impact players. We got 6'2" sophomore Claire Sandvik. She's averaging 12.1 points in a game and has 85 blocks on the season. Another sophomore, 5'6", Caitlin Shadle. She's averaging 10 points a game. And then the final impact player is a sharp-shooting Maddie Dander. She's a freshman. She's averaging 11.3 points a game and is 34.8% from behind the three-point line.
In the first half of play, the Toradors opened the door with some excellent shooting as the Jayettes couldn't keep pace. Caitlin Shadle and Diana Slight couldn't seem to miss as they were both in double figures at half, with Shadle at 16 and Slight at 18. Boone was up heading into the locker rooms with a score of 57-15. In the second half, the pace started to slow down, but the Doors continued to build upon their lead with Shadle continuing to get buckets. Boone won the second round of districts with the Toradors making 14 three-pointers and winning the game 75-36.
All right, so player of the game, I'll have to give it to Caitlin Shadle. She finished with a strong 23 points, but a very nice honorable mention for Diana Slight. She had 18 points at the end of the half.
This has been Corbin Waffle from Boone TV Sports.
The boys basketball team has also enjoyed success in the postseason as they battled ADM in the first round of districts and Perry in the second. I've got you covered with the highlights from both matchups. The Boone Toradors taking on the ADM Tigers for the third time this year, this time being in the district playoffs. ADM took the first two games, but the Toradors coming off a great performance against Webster City. Here are the highlights. First quarter action. With Boone trailing ADM by 1, Lane Losh pulled down the defensive board and found Trevor Van Pelt for the three ball to give the Toradors the lead. On the next possession, Losh grabbed another board and dished to Schmicky, who was able to finish off the glass plus the foul to stretch the Toradors' lead. ADM was able to slow down the Toradors' offense for the remainder of the first half and trailed by 3 as they headed into the locker room. Boone and ADM continued to trade buckets throughout the third. On this play, Schmicky brought the ball up the court and dialed in from long distance to give Boone a 5-point lead. The Toradors would go on to extend their lead throughout the second half, giving them the win over ADM in the first round of districts. Coach Bowdy was proud of his players after taking down ADM.
Yeah, so that was a huge win for us, just in terms of where we are as a program in my 3 years to get a win in the tournament for the first time in a long time for Boone High School. It's just great for the kids to have that feeling and that ability to win a tournament game and feel that excitement and honor to compete in the postseason.
From Boone TV Sports, I'm Justin Elsner. After a huge win against ADM in the first round of districts, the Boone boys hope to keep it rolling tonight as they take on the Perry Blue Jays for the third time this year in the second round of districts. First quarter action. Perry began the game strong by going on a 21-4 run over the Toradors. The Blue Jays were relentless on the offensive glass as they had many second chance looks. Boone's offense finally woke up in the second quarter as they outscored the Blue Jays by 3, which took them into halftime with the score of 36-23 in favor of Perry. The Toradors showed signs of life by starting the second half with a run. On this play, Ethan Lewis spotted up behind the arc and buried the tray ball to pull Boone within 6. The Blue Jays would push the pace on both ends of the court, giving them the W over Boone in the second round of districts, with the final score being 75-57. The Toradors finished the season with an 8-15 record. On a high note, Boone's Lane Losh ended the night in double figures with 19 points, a season high. From Boone TV Sports, I'm Justin Elsner. That's it from sports from this week. Now back to you, Janae.
Thanks, Justin. This week, our two guys in a movie team decided it was time to watch a horror film. Here they are with their review of The Witch.
Boo! There you are. Boo! Samuel!
What's up, Boone High? Two guys in a movie are back this week with our review of the recently released The Witch.
With the premise of a scary movie based around Salem, this film seems a little spooky at best. In 1630 New England, panic and despair envelops a farmer, his wife, and 4 of their children, when their youngest son, Samuel, suddenly vanishes. Family blames Thomason, the oldest daughter, who was watching the boy at the time of his disappearance. With suspicion and paranoia mounting, the twins Mercy and Jonas suspect Thomason of witchcraft. plot devolves into madness as a group from the nearby forest known as the Witches gets involved, as well as Satan himself. Neither of us were big fans of this film and weren't too thrilled leaving the theater.
We decided on giving The Witch a 5 out of 10. Pros of this film included, the film did a good job of leaving you on the edge of your seat with creepy parts, and the setting was done incredibly well. It was believably shot in the late 1600s.
Cons included. In short, the movie just seemed weird. The characters talk from their time but can be incredibly confusing, and there were chances for scares but they never turned out right.
I agree that most of the scares seemed to be letdowns, and the film bordered more on creepy. The ghosts and the twins were the highlights of the scares.
To me, the film seemed more historical fiction than scary.
I have a feeling we should do it to this film what they did to real witches back then, and burn it. This has been Two Guys in a Movie reviewing The Witch, which we don't recommend too much. And have a great day, Boone High.
Thanks, guys. It's that time again that we bless you with the newest and latest in What's Trending.
Dang! Boone High, back at it again with What's Trending!
Once again, the 2016 presidential race is heating up. After the Nevada caucuses, here's how it looks.
So tonight, I am suspending my campaign.
Very distinct line.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
Well, looks like I'm moving to Canada. It's almost that time of year again. The time for blowing off homework, sleeping a little too much, and counting down the days till the end. That's right, this time of year, senioritis is trending. So I ask you seniors, what's the meaning of life?
Just being happy with yourself.
Food.
To be successful.
To advance it, I guess.
As people to live on this earth as from God.
To be happy.
And now, here are 5 items trending in 10 seconds. Batman vs. Superman comes out March 25th. Better Call Saul Season 2 is going strong. John Lennon's hair sold for $35,000. Facebook changed like symbol. And hashtag roll doors. That's it for this week. Please check back next week for What's Trending. I'm out.
Great job, Mr. Cool. Thank you for watching this week's news show. We'll be back next week with the latest at BHS. In the meantime, you can watch and read all of our stories at BooneTV.com.